Winter, winter, winter is coming. No, I'm supposed to say it like this. Winter is coming. Do you know what that's from, Hillary?
No.
Game of Thrones. Everyone knows that.
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
No. Neither. I was told to say it like that and I knew it wouldn't work. All right, more Kiwis are choosing to escape the country and head to sunnier shores. So where should you be heading if you haven't already decided? We're joined by Flight Centre General Manager Simon McKearney. Simon, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. So first of all, where do people normally head? I know you've given us a sort of favourite places, and people are sort of, they sort of tend to do the same thing every year, many people, don't they?
Kiwis traditionally 3 locations. Australia, which mostly Gold Coast for breaks, Fiji, Rarotonga.
Australia, Fiji, Rarotonga. And then if we move it out a bit, Bali and Hawaii are also quite
Hawaii's
popular,
really popular at the moment. It's probably surged ahead of surged ahead of Bali. 2 good airlines flying up to Hawaii, and Hawaiian Airlines, Air New Zealand. A lot of Kiwis heading up there. Those that have been there before will go and explore the outer islands as well. So really, really popular destination.
Why do people do the same thing every year? Is it just that, it worked last year and it was fun and they feel comfortable with it?
Yeah, I think it is comfort, especially Australia. 50% of holidays to Gold Coast, all they have to do is to head
just
north.
Dead easy.
Or head north as well, maybe Sunshine Coast, give that a go as opposed to Gold Coast. But yeah, I think we get comfortable. Couples to Rarotonga, very comfortable going there. And then you've got the families to Fiji and Raro.
How reluctant when people come, because I know you still do have the people that come in and say, God, I've got to escape, where can I go? So you have to come up with the ideas. How reluctant are people to risk their one precious escape from winter?
I think if the reason's right, they'll move. They want to go short distances. If you've got families, that you're going to debate how long you're going to wrestle your kids for on a plane, so you're going to go within a couple of hours, and that brings in the Pacific Islands.
And you're going to be more resistant to risk if you're taking children with you too, I would imagine.
Yeah, but there's places like Tahiti, say Sunshine Coast, maybe South Australia, those sorts of variants.
See, Tahiti's a bit good now. Would you recommend that people sort of get out of Tahiti as soon as possible and go to Moorea or something?
And Bora Bora. It's quite expensive, but right time, right deal. You can find something in the budget.
Are there still hidden gems, something that people might just overlook for one reason or another?
I think like the Sunshine Coast, when you head up to Fraser Island, something like that, for a little bit different. It's a really nice spot to go. Gold Coast, there's always the theme parks, but beyond that, into the hinterlands, into the food and wine through there is well worth exploring as well.
I mean, people have suggested, Perlina was saying just now, France, Italy and that, but if you've only got a couple of weeks and if you've got a few children with you, that could be a bit of a nightmarish journey.
Yeah, couples probably more looking for the likes of Croatia, even Sri Lanka.
Croatia, were you going to say? Because that's an interesting place, Croatia, isn't it?
It's beautiful, and get over there, get on a sailing trip for 7 days. It's relatively inexpensive once you're there. It's probably
getting there. Yeah,
but again, so many carriers going into those destinations now. It's again keeping your eye out for the right price, right time.
Give me a couple more like that, because it is interesting, isn't it, that people assume wrongly that a destination like that could be quite expensive for accommodation and food and that, whereas the opposite is actually true.
So, for example, Air New Zealand getting into Singapore now. Once you're into Singapore, then you open up all the Southeast Asian beaches, and even into Sri Lanka. There's some amazing beaches in Sri Lanka which people would never even consider. But Batoto, one of the most amazing beaches in the world, is relatively inexpensive when you're there. Air New Zealand's accessing those ports now quite easily with their Singapore Airlines alliance.
It is. I mean, that's made a huge difference. Air New Zealand going back to Singapore. I can't believe that they ever pulled out of there, but there were obviously reasons for it. But as you say, you don't even need to leave the airport. I mean, you can get onto one of those cheaper airlines to take you somewhere like Egypt is another one, isn't it? I mean, that's not expensive.
Once you're into the big hubs. And I guess Air New Zealand are almost driving our holiday behaviour going forward, with Houston towards the end of the year, South America towards the end of the year as well. That's going to open up Caribbean, Florida. So those destinations will come.
Your pick. So I've just say Hillary and Jim, say they were a married couple and they just came into your store and they said, we're desperate just to get away. We want to just lie on a beach, have a lovely old time for a week and a half. Where would you send them? They want to stay in a lovely romantic sort of place.
No, we don't.
Where would you send them?
I think Arataki and Rarotonga to work on Jim's tan.
Yeah,
probably needs a bit of
you
work.
could both kindle quite the relationship at Aitutaki.
I want to go to Hawaii.
Simon, thank you so much for joining us. Simon McKearney, Flight Centre New Zealand General Manager.